Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by for this video today. I am very excited for this one because I am excited to get into all the spring makeup, and I know that I've got some things here in my collection that I'm going to be excited to have, especially out in the Shop My Stash section, to be brought to glory, and I am really excited to go along that journey with you. Speaking of spring, if you see these two eyeshadow looks and you're curious about what they're from, this is from my first spring BYOP. This is from the Pick Me Up palette, the Mood Boosting palette. So that video has already gone up, so I will make sure to have that link down below if you do want to see how I got these looks. But we are going to dive into all of my other makeup today. I'm going to share with you a few of the things that I'm keeping in my stash for the season, and then we will be digging through my drawers and going through the cabinets and finding some things to celebrate. This has definitely been great for me in my collection. I don't know if this is something that you do, if you tend to shop your stash seasonally, monthly, something like that, but I know that as the seasons shift, I really like to bring out some different things. And honestly, I have really been enjoying the makeup that I have. If you aren't new to my channel, you might notice that I haven't really been doing a lot of review videos lately, just because I haven't been buying a lot of new things. And a big part of that is just because there really hasn't been anything that's been interesting me enough to spend my pennies on. But also, I've just really been loving using what I have. And I would really attribute that opportunity to my Shop My Stash, because having a few things out that I can really focus on has really been helping me in that. So I've definitely been grateful to be doing this. I'm grateful that you're here for the ride. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly, and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. So without further ado, let's get into this spring edit of my Shop My Stash. Okay, so let's go through what I kept from last month's or last season's Shop My Stash, and then we'll go ahead and pick out a few new things. So I did have a few of these things up here already. The crystallized primerizer. I don't know if I had the Gucci out or not, but it was sitting out on my vanity. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't been using it. I did keep out one of the ColourPop lippies. I have this Glossier Wild Fig that I just recently got. This is one of the balm.com. I'm just kind of keeping that out to, you know, sort of have just as a quickie. And then this Victoria Beckham lipstick. Which one is this? Oh yeah, this is Alter Ego. This is one of the newer shades. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that as well. I'll put the cap on that in just a second. And then I just have a few lip liners up here. I thought that it would be nice to sort of be encouraged to wear more lip liner. I love the look of lip liner, but I just haven't been doing it lately. And then just a few random eyeliners there. It's not that important. So the other things that I have here, I had this out last month. This is actually one of the Lisa Eldridge blushes that I have decanted. This is one of the ones that exploded. Both of mine exploded actually. And then I pulled this in because I've really been enjoying this. I know that this is ancient, but it still seems to be just fine. This is one of the Becca Beach tints. This I took on vacation with me and I just loved it. It's a beautiful peachy pink shade. This is Dragon Fruit. I'm gonna use it this season, maybe even into the summer, and then I might get rid of it. Okay, so this is just some random Makeup Forever liner. I just put it here because it is a shorty. This Twin Flames, I pulled this out for my last one and I didn't even use it. So I feel like, this is a nice little springy color. We'll go ahead and keep that one in here. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter that I pulled out a little bit, and then the NARS Orgasm Glow. This is the shade of the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush that I had recently in a try-on. I grabbed it for, I think, my drugstore makeup video, and I just love it, but, you know, it really wasn't a winter shade, so I'm gonna pull that out to hopefully use that. Let's see, what do we have in here? Oh, we still have this ambient powder from Hourglass that I am slowly working on. Oh my gosh, you can see what a disaster area my vanity is right now. A little Hourglass Veil Primer that I just found randomly recently, so I just popped it in there. And then this Bare Pro Glow. I love this bronzer. You can't get this anymore. It's a liquid bronzer, but let me just tell you, it's a pump top. I don't know if I'm gonna keep using this. I might just get rid of it, but this pump top, which is incredibly dirty and I need to fix it and clean it up, but this thing sputters. It shoots out a half pump, and the other day I was wearing this yellow golden red shirt and I put it onto my hand and went everywhere all over my shirt. So I don't know if this one's just gonna end up going the way of the dodo or not. I have another liquid bronzer. These are the Custom Enhancer drops. And then the putty bronzer from e.l.f. So this one, now that I've lost a lot of my tan from vacation, I should be able to use this one. So that's what we're starting out with there. Still working on my Marc Jacobs bronzer. I think this is going to be a good one for spring. It's just a nice light not too heavy bronzer, like as far as like the color goes. I'm really all about like lots of blush and a little bit less bronzer in the springtime. So this is gonna be a good one. I'm working on it. I am really working on it. I always have my Veil translucent powder out. This isn't necessarily like in a Shop My Stash, it's just I use this all the time. This NARS Orgasm palette I put in here at one point, and I don't even think I touched it. Let me open it up so you can see it. Here we are. I feel like I talked about this in a recent video, but honestly, I know I talked about it in the Rose Gold Favorites video that I did with my friend Aileen, and I think I maybe cut it out because I was just basically shaming myself into saying like, I bought this and I wanted to use it, and I totally bought it kind of because of the packaging, because hello, look how pretty that is. But some of the shades in here, most of them have some sparkle and glitter to them, so I need to use this a couple times, see if it's still good, see if I want to keep it. But the fact that I haven't grabbed for it means it probably just needs to be decluttered. So if I don't use it in this season of my Shop My Stash, I'm just gonna end up getting rid of it. So here, so far for eyeshadow palettes, I have out my spring picks, and then I do also have the Royal Europe palette, which I don't necessarily think is a spring pick for me, but since it is new and I'm still trying it out, I've got it out here as well. So we're gonna go ahead and pick out a couple singles palettes to pull into here to have up here, just so I think of like grabbing for some singles as well. All right, since for me, spring is all about the blush, let's go ahead and start with blush. Oh, I just saw this one the other day and I want to use this one. This is the Minimalist Whipped Powder Blush. This is such a nice formula, and I think that this shade can be fun for spring. You know, I'm mostly this time around trying to grab for blushes that maybe I wouldn't think to grab for in this season. It doesn't really make sense to pull it out and, you know, really highlight it if it's something that I would probably think of to pull out anyway, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to find the things that have gotten lost, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never would have even thought about that one. So that's gonna be what we work on. And this one I just saw the other day and I was like, oh, I need to pull that out. So this is gonna be what we start with. And I'll go ahead and swatch these picks as I kind of like pull them out. Ooh, lucky me, I only had to pull out. This is the one that I was looking for. This is the shade Ethereal Glow. Hi, this is the shade Ethereal Glow. So I think that this is going to be a good spring flush of color. We'll go ahead and swatch that one again later. Okay, well, didn't have the one that I was thinking of. I think I must have decluttered it at some point, but someone the other day in the comments asked if I still had the Balm blushes, and I do. So I think I'm going to actually pull out these two in-stain ones. This is the shade Toile. And this one is really pretty. It's obviously more pinky. And then this is Swiss Dot. This is such a beautiful, like peachy, neutrally pinky shade. Ugh, so pretty. So I'm gonna pull both of these in. I haven't worn these in a while. They're both like more on the matte side, but they're very long wearing. So this is enough powder blush. We need to move on. Here we have the 4 powder blushes. Well, that first one close to my knuckle is kind of a like fluff to powder. I don't even know how to explain it, but that's the Shiseido one. It's obviously a bit warmer and deeper. I mean, I think that you could use this in the fall, but I still feel like I'm gonna pull it out the spring. I just want to use it, okay? And then we have Toile and Swiss Dot from the Balm. Look at that. I mean, these blushes have been around in my collection for a while, and I feel like they're still performing beautifully. They almost have like that satin, you know, it's not shimmery, but it's not dusty and flat. That Hourglass one, honestly, you're just gonna have to wait till I maybe use it in a video or use it on Instagram. Because of the ambient lighting powders in it, they always just look chalky and weird when you do them in a swatch, but they're so pretty on the skin. This has been so good to do because, let me tell you, today the Persona Cosmetics blushes are 50% off in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and I was like, oh, that would kind of be nice to try, and I was like, no, you don't need more powder blush. Obviously, I don't need more powder blush. I feel like it's almost time for another declutter. Maybe I'll do like a mini declutter soon. Where is this another blush gonna go? Oh my gosh. Okay. Powder highlight. Good night. Okay, let's see. What should we pull out here? I know I had a Becca last time. Honestly, I just don't use a lot of powder highlight, so I really need to start using a couple here. Let's go ahead and pick out a Becca. Okay, this is how ridiculous I was at one point. So these are minis of Vanilla Quartz and Rose Quartz, and I have 2 full sizes unopened. I mean, obviously they're out of the packaging, but haven't used them yet, so maybe I should pull both of these in. Let's open them up so you can see. Hi, my name is Kelly, and I have a problem. So I have a feeling I got these in like at least a 50% off sale, maybe towards the end of Becca. I'm gonna put both of these in. I was thinking I had one that was like a little bit more sheer and pinky pearly, so that's gonna be what I try to find in this collection, is something that's like almost like an iridescent pink. And then of course I'll swatch all my picks for you. Okay, wow, this first of all needs to really be cleaned out, but these are the 3 that I pulled out. I pulled out the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I don't think this is going to be the one I pick for a couple of reasons. This is newer, and I think all swirled together, it's going to be very close to rose quartz. So this is actually perfect topping from MAC. Some mineralized, let's see, mineralized skin finish. Yeah, so this one I think I might pull out. It's a little bit warmer than what I was thinking. I'm hoping it's not too close to vanilla quartz, so we'll have to see, but I do want to get some use out of this one. This I actually might use. This is Smoke and Whistles from ColourPop. It's not like as pinky as I was thinking, but it is a very pearly shade. So let's go ahead and do some swatching and that'll help. All right, here we have the 4 highlighters. The top 2 are respectively Vanilla Quartz and Rose Quartz from Becca. Then we have Perfect Topping from MAC and Smoke and Whistles from ColourPop. So I think I'm gonna keep all of these in, obviously. That's like so extra for me because I don't reach for powder highlighter all that much anymore, but since the 2 Becca ones are travel sizes, I can just go ahead and do that. I think that'll be good to do. And then it's a wide variety of shades to be able to use. So I think that's perfect. Okay, my goodness. I know I'm gonna be reaching for a lot of cream blushes. It's just my go-to in the spring. So my goal is to pick out a couple that I don't think I would normally reach for. Like not ones that I know that are in here that I will be pulling out on purpose. So that's gonna be what I do. Bronzer, I've already got that Marc Jacobs out and I'd really like to use that quite a bit. Let's see, maybe we'll pull out, we've got a lot of liquid, so maybe I'll pull out one other cream bronzer. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a little palette of Cream Tint Pros from Salt New York. So let's pull those out and I'll do. Okay, you know what? I think this is the same palette that I had in my winter shop, my stash, and I'm just gonna keep it. This is the light medium bronzer or contour shade, and then this is lilac, this is rose, and then this is beige up here. I think I'm gonna keep those. I thought about, I'll just show you the other ones that I have. I know that they're like newer shades and a lot of these are discontinued now. Oh, breaks my heart. So I thought about pulling in Cocoa, which is one of my newer shades, but I really want to use up some of what I have. And then this one is a bit more neutral, and I really want like a flush of color. And then of course these are all like either deeper or warmer, so these are shades that I'm going to pull out into summer and fall. So I think that I'm just going to go ahead and keep going with this set. Okay, I think these are the 3 that I'm going to pull in for cream blushes. I'll go ahead and swatch them for you in just a second, but I'm pulling out this other beach tint that I have. This is in the shade Watermelon, just because I really have been liking this formula, so we'll have to see what that looks like swatch. But then this is one of the M Cosmetics color drops in the shade Venetian Rose. This is more towards a neutral, so I thought that this would be a good one to pull in. I honestly don't know how I feel about this formula anymore. And this, whew, if I can get it, they don't make this anymore. I think it's discontinued, but this is the Flush Blush from Sephora. I really liked this. It's really sheer though, so you know it's definitely going to need to be when I haven't seen a lot of sun, so I'll swatch these out so you can see these. Okay, this is going to be a good way to round out the collection. So closest to my fingers is that beach tint from Becca, and then Venetian Rose from M Cosmetics, and then that Sephora one. That is the shade, it says Coral Sunrise. Here's another look at these. You can see that the first 2 are a little bit more sheeny, and then that flushed one from Sephora is definitely more of like, almost like a satin matte, if you will. So I think that that's gonna be a good set to have for different finishes. And I think that that Sephora one would even be good for like really minimal makeup days. So I'm definitely excited to give these some use. Ooh, as I was just putting some things away, I remembered I have some pearly pink cream blushes. These are actually more liquidy blushes, so I'm gonna use these. Let's go ahead and swatch them. Ooh, yeah, that's what I was looking for. So the one that I just globbed on there, that is the custom enhancer drops from Cover FX in Blossom. If you had a BoxyCharm, you probably have this shade because I think it got sent out in BoxyCharm at one point. The more like lavender pinky one is from Hello Halo. That's a Wet n Wild product, and this is Ready and Rosy. Is that the shade? Ready and Rosy. Rosy and Ready. You know, we're rosy and we're ready, we're ready and we're rosy, but I think these totally scream spring to me. Okay, so let's go through my single eyeshadows. And yes, this is where I have most of my single eyeshadows right now, laying on the floor because I'm ridiculous. And I do actually, I think I have the ones that I want to use right here on the top because I just pulled these out, some of these, for my BYOP. So this has my Pastel Roses, my Shine by Esty, and my Touch of Glam. So those are all right in there. So I think I'm gonna pull that out. And then this one has some Terra Moons and my Yep, these ones. Odin's Eye. So this is exactly what I want to be pulling in. I want to be pulling in some of what I purchased recently but haven't used a lot of. So these are going to come right over by my spring eyeshadow picks. Okay, let's go ahead and pull in some lippies. I see this one right here. This is that Vice Lippy, one of the like lacquer ones. I'm gonna put this to the side. What else do we have? I have all these like House Labs oils that I got when they were on like super sale on Amazon. This one is gonna be really pretty. Definitely looking for like a couple bright lips, but also just something really soft. I definitely, right now anyway, I need something that's gonna look good on dry lips because my lips are not happy with me. Oh, you know what? I don't even think that I have used this yet. This is one of the Catrice Powerful 5 Glossy Lip Oils. I don't think I've used one of the lip oils yet, but this is probably one of those like, you know, kind of like color changing, matches your lips kind of shade. So that'll probably be pretty for spring. Let's pull that one in. Let's see here. Ooh, that looks really pretty, but I feel like that's not quite the vibe I'm going for. Oh, I remember liking the Dominique Cosmetics one. Let's pull that one in. That's probably good for lip glossy type things right now. So what do I have over here for lipsticks? Okay, we're gonna pull in Grape Pop, if I can get it out, because that would be a fun one. Really, right now, I just want like soft and easy. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one out from BK Beauty. This one is, if it will focus, come on, this is Inner Beauty. And that makes me think of, oh gosh, I hope I have it in here, the Merit one. Baby, where are you, baby? Shoot. I thought I had it. Oh, okay, here they are. They're right here. Let's see, is this it? Baby, ooh, first try. All right, yes, okay, we have quite the array, definitely a spring vibe here. So starting at my knuckles is Grape Pop from Clinique, and then we have HD Blossom from Revlon's. I loved, not Revlon's, Revlon. I loved those HD lipsticks. They were so perfect. They don't make them anymore. So then next is that Vice Vinyl Liquid Lipstick in the shade. Oh my gosh, I've already forgotten it. That one is shock value, very appropriate. So then we have Baby from Merit and Inner Beauty from BK Beauty. So definitely more like neutrally nudie shades. Obviously Inner Beauty is a bit more pink. Then of course we have the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade Lip Gloss, and then we have that glossy lip oil from Catrice. So along with a few of the things that I just like keep at the salon, like my Fenty Fussy Gloss Bomb and probably a House Labs lip oil, I think this will make a really great combo. And then of course I have those couple that were already still in my Shop My Stash. Okay, this drawer is kind of a hot mess right now, but let's just pretend like it's super organized. I want to pull out a couple cream shadows. I know right away, I saw this one when I opened the drawer. I want to pull this one out. I've used this one once. This is obviously one of the About Face lip paints. Yeah, or lip paints, eye paints. This is the shade On Point. So it's a ballerina, like baby pink. And then let's go ahead and pull out a Danessa Myricks Color Fix. I don't know what I'm really looking for here. I want to pull out like one of the sheeny ones. Actually, I'm gonna pull two out. I have Petals and then Alien here. I don't really use a lot of the foil formula from Danessa Myricks. It's not my favorite. I love, love, love the mattes. These ones, I mean, they're bulletproof, but they are just a little bit more fussy. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. You've got one that's leaning a little bit more taupey cool toned and one that's a bit more warm toned. All right, well, now that I have about 75 applications worth of Alien on my hand, it was clogged and I went and used a paper clip to open it up. Let me just pull you over here so you can see a little bit better. Such a beautiful shift on that one. And then Petals is more of like a pink, I would say like pink taupe purple, and then obviously that's the About Face matte in the middle. So seriously, look how much Alien is on my hand. Oh my god, seriously, that is probably like 3 times worth of doing like a full, like very extreme eye look. Oh well, got it unclogged. We're good to go. All right, I'm just placing these last few things into my Shop My Stash tower. We should be good to go. So I've got all the lippies up there. What did I do here? Liquid blushes, liquid eyeshadows, liquid highlighters, powder / kind of powdery blushes, some skin items in here. What did I put in here? Oh yeah, all the bronzers, and I've got that one random small primer. And then here, I've just got that one bronzer that I'm continuing to work on, my Salt New York. And then of course, I've got the highlighters and that dang NARS palette down there. So now I'm gonna go like take a shower probably, because this situation is getting out of hand. I don't usually like go through foundations for this, just because it's just not something, honestly, that I think of, because I always like am fixated on one foundation at a time that I'm using. I feel like one or two, and of course my standby tried and true Bare Minerals. But I do think I want to pull out some of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, just to like use the universal. Is this? No, that's the shade. Is the one. Oh, sorry, that's probably incredibly loud. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull this one out, the universal shade, just to use on days where I'm not really wearing a lot of makeup, just to have to like sort of blur and, I don't know, serve as like a makeup, no makeup kind of situation. I also want to take a look through here and see if there's anything. This one, I wonder if this is even now going to be too light for me. I might pull this one in. This is the MAC Studio Water Weight. I should probably give this one a go, or even use it as a mix-in. I really like this, but it is one of my lighter foundations, so maybe I'll pull this one in as well. Okay, I'm going to go through some of these samples and pull out a primer sample just to kind of use something up. Okay, so here are the other ones that I picked. So obviously the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Did I do it? Oh yeah, I did it right. And then I've got this Cover FX Illuminating Primer. I have never tried that one, I don't think. And then this Quench Hydrating Primer. This feels almost empty. I don't even know if they even make any of these, but I feel like these are going to be more hydrating and glowy. This one is more like, you know, I guess I would say like it is leaning a little bit more towards satin to matte, so I think that'll be a good combo to have as well if there's a day where I just don't want as much glow. And then of course I had that tiny little veil primer, and then I'm still working on the crystallized primerizer. So I've got quite a bit, but I think it'll be nice to start using these on days where I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, just to sort of give the skin a little bit of, you know, a finished look. Okay, now I'm gonna go take that shower. It feels good to have another one checked off. I'm really excited to use these things in my collection. Like I said, it's really been helping me, especially on days where I'm really just like wanting to get out the door, not having to dig through and make that decision. You know, sometimes it's just like, I'm grateful to have the makeup that I have, that I do have so many options, but some days it's like, you just sit there for a couple minutes. I swear that there are days where I just like, 10 minutes of my makeup routine is just me sitting there deciding what to use. And so if I don't feel like doing that in the morning, I've got a narrowed down selection right here that I can use. So I'm excited for that. And then I also know that especially the things that I feel like are best for like spring/summer will get some use, and I won't lose them in my collection. So let me know down below if there's anything that you've pulled out for this season, if you're going to be doing a Shop My Stash. And if you did enjoy getting to see into all of my chaotic drawers, I got some work to do, but if you did enjoy, don't forget to give this video a like, and that is going to be it for today, and I will see you really soon.